Powered by Arkansas, for Arkansas. This is Inside Arkansas Football.
And welcome in to the Inside Arkansas Football post-game live reaction show presented by Saracen. It's Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. I'm Curtis Wilkerson, joined by Andrew Ellis of Inside Arkansas. And, you know, another Saturday, another one-score loss for the Razorbacks, 23-22 against LSU in Baton Rouge today. I think that runs it up to 8 straight losses for Arkansas. Haven't won a game since September 6th against Arkansas State. Jumped out to a 14-0 lead right out of the gates, but the story was already written, wasn't it? I mean, it's kind of a tell as old as time at this point. Just the way these type of things go, especially this season, was entertaining in ways. At least we had an electric Bobby Petrino sideline crash out and a wild halftime interview there. Had an LSU drive that included like a half dozen trick plays. That was kind of cool, I guess. And then, you know, it ended the way it pretty much always does. LSU keeps the golden boot. In return, word is Arkansas gets Ed Orgeron out of the deal. They can do with that what they wish. Andrew, what did you make of what just went down in Death Valley?
Well, thankfully, we have so much experience in this field, so this one honestly doesn't really hit. I would love to sit here and pretend oh, this one really cut deep. As much as I hate losing to LSU, and make no mistake, I hate losing to LSU more than anything in this world. This is one of the more palatable losses because of how predictable it has been, and frankly, the season to this point gave this game zero stakes. But Curtis, I found myself during the game, during a point when I thought Arkansas was going to win. I was thinking, what would a win mean here? And I'm sitting here thinking, because I know we're going to do the post-game show, and I'm like, what does a win represent in this game? And not much for either team, but I just kept thinking, man, there's a group of guys that, transferred to Arkansas. There's a lot of guys, this is their one and only year as Razorbacks, a lot of seniors, a lot of people who, all have their deficiencies, but they've been busting their ass. They've been working for 9 months together, all these practices. You wake up at 4 a.m. during fall camp. It's a really rigorous thing. Whether you're a good team in college football or a bad team, it's a lot of hours, a lot of your life that you pour into this thing, and you want to be rewarded when the season comes around. You do the strength and conditioning in the summer thinking, all right, we're going to have fun during the season, and then the season plays out. Nobody could have imagined Arkansas would be 2-7 going to this game. Definitely not those inside the program. And I just keep thinking, man, I want them to have one game where they just celebrate. They do all this cool stuff. And that's what I kept thinking during the game. Okay, that's what a win today would mean, is they would at least have one positive memory as Razorbacks. We can't even get that, man. It's this is like rescuing a child from a burning house, and he's just lost all of his belongings, lost his family, and you're like, I know this sucks, but we'll get you some ice cream on the way home. And then you get there and the ice cream machine's broken. It's like, we can't even give you that, dude. I lied. I'm sorry. We can't get you ice cream. I'm taking you straight home. We're dropping you off. It's just disaster, man. But I feel bad for the people involved in the program. In terms of the big picture outlook of the program, I don't think many people care about this game, and I don't think this loss changes anything for most people. But, man, I just can't wait for this nightmare of a season to be over with.
Yeah, no kidding. And I'm sure a lot of folks over there probably feel the exact same way, man. I hate being this way, like that we've gotten to the point, with this particular season and with the program in its current state, that it's like you almost have to accept and expect this exact same thing to just continue to happen over and over. 2 more rounds of this saga, and then maybe we can move on a little bit. But yeah, I wanted them to win this football game, obviously, and you want it to happen for the seniors and the guys who came back or have stuck with the program. I think about Cam Ball's story and everything. Of you remember how much we talked about that going into the season, where it was like, oh yeah, all these schools offered him so much money, and he chose to stay to be a Hog. And I'm not saying he regrets that decision. Maybe he does. I have no idea. I'm not trying to put words into his mouth, but boy, he sure didn't see it going this way. You know what I mean? And I would like to see those guys get a win, just something to like a nice memory to hold on to, when this is all said and done. But certainly wasn't in the cards in this game. And you got the block punt. Shout out to Caleb Wooden and Wyatt Simmons for being in there, right away. And they jump out to a 14-0 lead, and you just didn't feel good about it. And they were down by halftime. And after that, it kind of was what it was. There's a call here or there. We know Bobby was really pissed about that play late in the first half where, was it a poor decision or a poor throw by Talon? Was it Omega Blake quitting on the route? Was it PI? I don't know. We could debate all day, but we know what Bobby Petrino felt about it. And I know some people were upset about the Raylan Sharp. Did he catch it? Did he not there at the end? But if it wouldn't have been that, folks, it would have been something else. You know what I mean? It just kind of seems like it's written for this group. You want to call them cursed or whatever, then be my guest, man. I don't know how we can call it anything else at this point, but some struggles for Arkansas. How many turnovers they have in this game? 3. I know Talon threw a couple picks in there, and
doesn't include the turnover on downs at the 1 yard line.
That's right. Yeah, the turnover on downs right there at the goal line. You had a potential go-ahead field goal there that you missed wide right. Just a lot of decisions, some execution things, and that's what happens, when you're a 2-8 football team. So I don't know how much in the weeds we need to get on how this all went down, because we'd just be repeating everything we've been saying for the last couple months.
100%. We've done that exact same post-game show before. We could sit here and break down the 8 plays of how it went wrong and say, well, if you look at it through this lens, it's really not that bad or whatever. It is what it is. I've said this before, though, that like the Notre Dame game, I think, was probably our most fiery post-game show, right? Because we felt like the team just outright quit, which they did, and that's why you have the head coach and a few other staff members fired less than 24 hours later. It was a lot easier for me and you, and I think a lot of the fan base, to process this. When you see something that is just very clearly a team that is not there, a lifeless, no-effort thing, I kid you not when I say I would prefer that than what we're seeing, because what we're seeing is like, it's not like these guys are quit. By the way, Taylor Green, who was not good in this game through the air, really struggled, missed a ton of throws, a bunch of weird decisions. Even Taylor Green, like, he's playing hard. He's putting his body on the line. He's doing what he can. It's like, I would rather them, like, quit just so then I can be mad at them. I'm just, like, sad watching this, where I'm like, dang, dude. Like you said, it's like a lot of guys that, like Cam Ball. He's very easy to root for. I have no doubt that Cam Ball's giving it his best go, and he's trying, and you've been there before, Curtis. I mean, obviously, you have experience being an interim coach or being at a program at the collegiate level where things are not going well, and you just kind of have to put on a brave face and show up to work every day, do the best job you can, and you kind of do the best job you can, and it's not going to end up in this great thing, but you're just hoping you'll get that good luck at some point, and it just ain't coming for Arkansas, man. And so I don't know whose voodoo doll messed up, but it just sucks that we're just going to watch this happen. There's no silver lining.
Yeah, and not that it should make anybody feel any better or anything. Maybe it makes you feel a little bit worse, but we were kind of texting about it in the group chat too. Like, if you're going to get LSU and Death Valley, this was the year to do it. Obviously, with the interim situation and all that, but they kind of stink, man. Like, I mean, the defense is pretty solid there, but that offense, they couldn't get anything going on. Like, it's Arkansas only gives up 23 points in this game or whatever. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that might be about 14 too many, man. But it is what it is. Like you said, a win there, and they'd be 3-7 instead. And we're in the exact same situation. You just could put a smile on and maybe enjoy the rest of your Saturday. But I don't know that too many people are going to be too broken up about it. People are more upset about the James Franklin reports this morning than they are the outcome of this game, I feel like. So I don't know. It is what it is, my guy.
I mean, it's just really humbling when you kind of go into a game knowing, okay, there's nothing good that can really come out of this, but you're like, well, but if we beat this, at least we get a trophy, at least we, get a happy flight home or whatever. It's really humbling when you've already resigned yourself to that, and then you can't even get the one little positive thing. And so, yeah, I mean, I know we talked about it, we joked about it, I guess, on Inside Arkansas Live the other day, how long we were going to talk about this actual game before we got into the chat and started talking about whatever the chat wants to talk about, which maybe is the game, maybe it's just the program overall. But I really don't know what else there is to say about this other than this sucks. And this is just a deficient product that could not beat a really bad LSU team. That's what's really, and it's been that way for 3 weeks now. I mean, the Auburn game, Mississippi State game, and this game, all kind of from the same family of losses of you just feel like you're just missing golden opportunities here. And so it's just a season you piss away.
Yeah. And make no mistake, Arkansas is worse.
For sure.
That's why it happened. I say, listen, LSU, not a good football team this year. Neither is Mississippi State, neither is Auburn, but they are all three definitively better than Arkansas. I would make sure that we're clear about that. And the last thing I want to say about this, and then we're going to really get into the chat, and you guys fire away with whatever it is, whatever reactions you have, whatever it is you want to talk about. We told you if you were on the Palace post game last night after basketball, like, we're going to be leaning on you guys for this one. So we'll let you carry us, but it wouldn't have been an Arkansas LSU game. It wouldn't have gone down the way it did if it wasn't for a Harold Perkins appearance. And it just cracked me up, man. In like 10 minutes of real time, he had a very consequential TFL, got the interception, had a sack. It was like play after play after play. And then all of a sudden LSU's right back in it. And I'm like, this guy really again? Of course it was Harold Perkins. I saw somebody tweet out Harold Perkins having the game of his life against a mobile Arkansas quarterback is kind of a tale as old as time, and it wasn't this game.
Hey, speaking of edge rushers who have had their position change over the years, Xavier Sori is just a straight up defensive end now. How about that? I felt like that was actually it was cool to see him like making some plays, looking athletic. I was like, wow, Xavier Sori might have found a little something. I feel like he's going to be one of those guys that plays like 9 years in the NFL at defensive end. And we're going to be like, oh yeah, we just like never got to see that at Arkansas.
Wyatt Simmons, JJ Shelton. There were a lot of guys out there who got quite a bit of burn. Yeah. Somebody got a hold of his towel and ripped that thing. And it was like hanging from him like a tiger tail. At one point, it was like 4 feet long, which was kind of interesting to see. But I don't know, man. Anything else, Andrew, before we get into the chat?
No, I'm already, you know me, I'm already doing the thing where I'm like seeing specific chats where I'm just like, good
scanning
Lord,
a little bit. Yeah, we got
how it's going to be, but we do appreciate everybody for being here. Sure. Let's just get in here and talk about what you guys want to talk about. And so we're going to be nice about this too.
We shout out to intern Cameron in advance. We told him right before we got started, hey, you're the hall monitor, the chat monitor here. We're going to need you in this one. You're responsible for where this conversation goes. But before we do get into the chat, I got to ask you guys, are you tapped in with Bet Saracen yet? If not, what are you waiting on? That has been a silver lining for folks during this difficult football season. If you got in on some of those double R props and at least maybe made a little bit of cash out of the deal. If you're not tapped in, let me incentivize you real quick. Check out Bet Saracen's No Strings Attached special, where new users can bet $25 and get $125 instantly. All you got to do is download the Bet Saracen app and use code INSIDEAR to get $125 instantly when you bet your first $25. It's Bet Saracen, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. We're also brought to you by our partners over at OZK Insurance. Nobody wants to deal with it. It's a hassle, man. You're shopping around. Where can I get the best rates? Where can I get the best deals? Well, OZK Insurance takes care of all that for you. They're based right here in Arkansas, and they shop multiple carriers to find the best coverage and price for you. Home, auto, business, you name it, they've got you covered. Whether it's Saturdays at Razorback Stadium or everyday life, you want protection that you can count on. With over 600 five-star Google reviews, you can count on OZK Insurance. Get a free online quote today at ozkinsurance.com or call 479-715-4200. All right, onward into the chat. Here we go. I have no idea what the vibes are looking like in here. Apathy, maybe? Let's see.
More people kind of just are in the same boat as us than you would think, honestly.
Yeah. Chris Bennett, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We certainly appreciate the super chats here. Symptoms of a losing culture. The opposite is A&M coming back by 30 to win it. Yeah, what was that, 30-3 or something at halftime, and they won that football game? That's that's a winning culture. Mike Elko, congratulations on the extension and escaping the Texas 8-4 allegations.
Yeah, how about that? Officially clinched, not 8-4, didn't they? That's awesome. It would have been tough. I don't even, because they still have Texas left, and I feel like maybe one other big game. Like, it would have gotten hairy for them. Bobby's halftime interview, which I think you'd mentioned it at first. That was a really great halftime interview. I thought Mike Elko's was actually not as cool, not as like flashy, but it was perfectly Mike Elko, where like they kept asking him questions and he's like, we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. Like we'll just play better. That's what we'll do. Like he was like, he didn't give a fiery speech. He's just like, we'll just get better. That's what we'll do. Like, I thought it was so funny, and credit to them.
That I mean, and turns out he was right. So good on him for nailing it right there. Was Bobby correct when he said they're just gonna have to go play everybody?
Yeah,
he was so pissed,
correct.
man. Shout out to Listen
one more weird call after that.
Let's see. Fashi, I don't even know where to go with that.
Who it is? I think, right?
Is that who it is?
Well, that's his. Like, I think that's his profile picture, or it used to be.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it, Mr. Whitty. If that is who you are, if you are who we think you are, he says you just can't make this shit up. Woo Pig Suey.
You can't.
You'd have to be pretty creative to make up a new way for Arkansas to lose a close football game at this point. Well, actually, in fact, we'll make that a challenge for this Texas game next weekend. And if anybody nails it, we'll send them a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's always such a unique script, man. You never. I loved, and I think it was maybe Hutch that tweeted it out, or it might have been John. It was either John or Hutch, two very similar people. Arkansas goes up 14-0, which was funny because it was like a nod to the 2011. You go up 14-0, and then you end up losing 41-17. I wonder if Bobby was thinking about that, because I didn't really think about it that much. But like, this is his last time was whenever Arkansas was number 3 in the country. And so that had to be a kind of weird moment for him where he's like thinking back to that moment, how he felt then versus how he feels now and where the program's at. It's like, holy cow. It's like hard to even envision it going that poorly.
Yeah. Feeling my hog. Says the defense lately has given us way too many opportunities in these recent losses. It is, I don't know, is it a product of these guys getting a lot better? Is it a product of playing some pretty pedestrian groups out there? I don't know, but I mean, you're right. These games are what they are at this point, and I think we all understand that. And the dysfunction of this football program goes beyond the defense. But boy, that was a major culprit for it leading up to Sam Pittman getting the axe, and it just felt very, very much irreparable. And at least they're playing with a little bit of a pulse out there at this point. And they impacted some things today against a poor LSU offense, and it's been a bad offense for them all year. They had their backup quarterback in there. Was a guy who threw for 300 on Arkansas last year, but yeah, I mean, if your defense is going to start picking it up a little bit, and that was what everybody thought was your Achilles heel, you certainly don't want the offense to catch whatever bug you had going on before that. But it's just part of the element, man, of a football program that is it's got a little bit of a culture issue, or a lot of bit of a culture issue, and certainly a losing mentality right now. And how can you deny it? It's been 8 straight weeks that we've seen this.
Yeah, and obviously to his point, like the offense, big picture is still way better than the defense. Like there's no doubt about it, and it's still a group you trust more. But it's why games like this are why it's really hard to just kind of do a blanket. Oh well, if you just get a good DC, all of a sudden everything's fine and you win. It's like I don't know. It's not like you gave up 23 points on the road in Baton Rouge. You ran the ball pretty well.
You got a special teams touchdown.
You got a special teams touchdown. It's like, I don't know if we could have really set the stage. I mean, you can maybe get better circumstances for a road SEC game in Death Valley, but this was kind of the most ideal. And so your offense not being able to get it done on multiple opportunities there late, it's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it certainly is. Does that clinch bowl eligibility, I think, for LSU? I think that was their 6th win. That'll be cool for that interim. I know that's it's deeply personal for him over there. So I saw they gave him a little Gatorade shower and everything. So congrats. I'm glad you guys are having a little fun.
Since I know we have at least one LSU fan in the chat, I'll just give this cool story real quick. Okay. LSU, a couple years ago, when they had the Orgeron interim thing where he ends up leaving, and I think they had hired Brian Kelly before the bowl game, but clearly everyone had already entered the portal. None of Brian Kelly's guys are there. So they ended up starting a 4th-string receiver at quarterback in the bowl game against Kansas State. But he was also a local kid who had been there for 5 years, that his only thing was he cared about LSU. And so maybe they'll get to recreate that with their interim now.
Yeah, maybe so.
State pride.
Our man Hayden, he's been out and about today. He says the light of my life has gone out. I hope it wasn't this game that caused things to go dark for you.
I would hope not. I mean, it'd be a weird place to draw the line.
Yeah, just can't handle it anymore. Rusty Chestnut, we appreciate you, says, most important hire in program history, and we can't bleep it up with hiring an experiment. If you don't spend the money to hire a quality coach, you will lose more in tickets and concessions. Well, if we're talking about tickets and concessions and engagement and everything like that, yeah, I mean, you're going to have to make a hire that gets people excited. There's no doubt about that. I will point out to the Hall of Fame head basketball coach that you have right now with a Bud Walton Arena that is empty on most nights, or half full at best. And so there's a greater issue there with how they've been operating in terms of generating that engagement and getting butts in seats. But you're 100% right in terms of this being the most impactful program the most impactful hire in program history. They really got to get this one right. And, times are changing in college football, and it's really going to be an issue of the haves or have-nots. And, conference expansion is coming, and new TV rights deals are coming, and nobody should feel safe right now, especially programs that are in a position like Arkansas. So they need to make sure that they're trending in the right direction. They got to make the right hire. Does it have to be the splashiest, sexiest type of name? No, not necessarily, but it has to be the right one in the long run. And we'll see what they wind up doing here. And I know there's new names in and out every day, and you feel like somebody's the front runner. Oh, they've zeroed in on this guy, and all of a sudden he's going to Blacksburg or something. You got to hone in on somebody else. And I would imagine we're going to continue to do this for the next couple of weeks here, and eventually we'll see what they wind up doing.
Looking forward to it. And I think that was well said. I would also just ask real quick to the chatter and you, I guess. What is there a hire that is not an experiment? Because I hear people say that a lot, where they're like, "Oh, you can't waste time on something that's like risky or an experiment." I'm like, no matter who you're hiring from any walk of life, when you're running an SEC program, there's a lot of risk. It's all an experiment, especially in this new world where you don't know what the booster is going to look like. You don't know what the support. You don't know how the rest of the SEC jobs are going to shake out. Like, there's a lot of variables. I don't know if there's a head coach you can hire that doesn't qualify as an experiment.
Yeah, like it would almost have to be somebody who's just very proven. Like, they've got the resume and the track record. But to your point, it's still an experiment. If James Franklin took the Arkansas job, it would still be an experiment.
Yeah.
How does this work in the SEC? He's not going to have top resources like he did in the Big Ten, and harder strength of schedule. So all those things factor in. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I agree from that standpoint. It's such a fickle business now too, with, in the industry. When we talk about
Luke Fickle,
did you see what I did there? Let me see. How can I incorporate silver and field into my next sentence here? We're just throwing out some subliminal hints. But seriously, you're right. With support from donors and boosters and the resources going into your program, the commitment that you have to NIL, it's not a one-time deal. It has to be consistent. It has to be sustainable. And, we know Arkansas is making a concerted effort to get those things in place to improve their situation. Zero doubt in my mind that they're going to do that. How much is the question, because you might improve your situation, but do we think that everybody else is just standing pat right now? They're just like, all right, we got what we have, and that's just going to be it. That's not really how this works. So how much of a dent are you really going to be able to make? And then what happens if the new guy comes and it's a bit of a process and he goes 4-8 the first year or 5-7 the first year? Does that support go down the following year? Does it go up? Because it's it's almost like renewing that annual membership. You know what I mean? So it's a difficult challenge, man. And hopefully you have somebody who can come in here and hit the ground running and generate a bunch of excitement, show proof of concept, and then you can get this thing rolling, because I think Razorback fans deserve it. And damn it, Andrew, I think we deserve it after this season of covering this and doing these post-game shows. Give us a little bit of excitement. We want the light back in our lives.
If you're not going to give us a good football coach, which it does appear is possible that we don't get a good football coach, at least give us something that's going to draw us attention. At least make some waves publicly. At least get someone controversial. Yeah. Good quote.
Yep. Who would that? Never mind.
There's options, Curtis. Unlimited options.
Jafra says, does Chad Morris need to die to lift this curse? No, Chad Morris does not need to be sacrificed. Perhaps they just need to kill the curse by hiring another Morris.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe so.
I gotta be honest with you, and I know there's a lot of people in the fan base that are not gonna like hearing this. As bad as Chad Morris is, the worst coach in program history, arguably the worst hire in SEC history, he had 2 years with this program, 2 very specific years that, were very bad, but are not as much of a huge thing hanging over. If there were a coach in Razorback history that were bringing on some sort of curse, that would definitely be Bobby Petrino. He is directly more. I mean, I'm not saying he's worse than Chad Morris, but it's I think he was responsible for the first time it completely fell. He's back here now to help the offense, which is great, but we are now right back even worse than before. And so I think if there were a curse, it would be Bobby Petrino. And I'm not saying Bobby Petrino is a curse.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're past the Chad Morris thing too. Larry the bowling ball might be more of a curse on this program than Chad Morris at this point.
Well, he's more recent at least.
Yeah, you might need to get Larry out of the bag, rub him, and see if it's like a genie in a bottle situation that comes out and he can grant you 3 wishes. And then you can get the right coach in here and start winning some football games, and then get the NIL to support him, and whatever your third wish needs, Sydney Sweeney, whatever you want. But, let's get the football program in order first. Peyton Glisson, what's up, buddy? He says, my biggest question after this game is if we will see Braylon Russell these last 2 games, or if he's packing the bags already. That's your biggest question after this game?
That's the biggest question.
But I don't know, man. I had somebody hit me up early this morning and say, keep your eyes out for if Braylon Russell made the trip or not. And I know wasn't he already on the injury report as like questionable, or on the availability report as questionable or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with Braylon, if it's an injury and he couldn't make the trip, or if he's got some of the other stuff going on that was on again, off again, like 15 times throughout the course of the portal season. Speaking of portal season, shout out Courtney Crutchfield for making a catch today.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
huge
man.
play, almost saved the program.
Big smile on his face too. Did you see that? He was a happy camper,
and then his teammates were happy for him too, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
They were fired up to see that. I like that.
Let's see. We got Hickory Hog in here. Thank you, buddy. Says, making the case for Scott Fountain on Inside Mushbrain Live on Monday. This is rough, fellas. Appreciate y'all toughing it out for us. Yeah, I mean, we might have to talk a little Scott Fountain.
Hey, not only did Scott Fountain block that punt and recover it for a touchdown, which that was huge. Shout out to Caleb Wooden. He also, we can update the Cam Shanks big play counter.
Finally.
2-1. He had a big punt return that flipped the field, 25 yards. I love to see it, man. He finally got an opportunity.
He did. Give him a tally for that. Shout out to Devin Bell for somehow getting that punt off that should have been blocked by 3 different people early in the game. And the missed field goal was Scott Sarzek's fault. I'm not blaming Scott Fountain for that. Anything good that happens in a play on special teams, Fountain gets credit for. Anything bad that happens, it's the player's fault. That's just the way that it is here. We got to stop slandering our man Scott Fountain.
Correct.
Chris Bennett says, thank the Lord above, we beat A-State.
In hindsight, dude, that was a way bigger win than we realized.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Was it 56-14 or something? Remember how we felt after that game? Because we still weren't sure about Arkansas and what this would look like. But I remember after that game, I was in the hospital for it, and just thinking, you know what? Worst case scenario, this offense is going to be, they're going to win you some games. All these shootouts, it's going to be exciting. I would have never guessed that was the last time we were going to see this team win a game. Insane.
Yeah, I know. It didn't feel like that in the moment, but I thought how we really felt was, I mean, this team's not good, but this offense gives them a high floor. They'll at least win a few games because of the offense.
Yeah. And, we see where that has led us for sure. Oh, well.
Hey, great yardage numbers, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think they'll hang a banner for that in the practice facility?
Probably.
482 yards per game.
Yeah. Number 1 total offense in the SEC. Anyway, our post-game activities today are presented by our friends over at Walter Christmas Lighting of Arkansas. Folks, if you're in Northwest Arkansas or the River Valley, have Walter Christmas Lighting install and set up your house with Christmas lighting like you've never seen before. They provide all the materials, any color, any pattern. In fact, when they did mine, I had a couple text messages exchanged with our guy, Brett, and he sent me 4 different mock-ups, and we got to pick one. So that's what they'll do for you. They come out and do the installation. It's free maintenance throughout the holiday season. They come out and do all the takedowns for you in January. It's hassle-free, if you will. So text our guy, Brett. He'll give you a free estimate at 479-459-1380. You can also check out their website at walterchristmaslighting.com or like them on Facebook by scanning the QR code right there on your screen. It's Walter Christmas Lighting of Arkansas, your local holiday lighting experts. All right, back to it here. How we doing? Where was I? Joffre says, I like the way you think, Curtis. Morris for Morris. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta. It's not pouring salt in the wounds. You gotta find a way to heal, and you just got to get comfortable saying the name again and everything. So, Eric Morris, Chad Morris, Eric Musselman. It works. I think it's just something to be on to. I looked and they were beating somebody like 31-7 at halftime earlier. So the dude wins games.
Doing better than Alex Galesh today, who did not have a great day.
Okay.
Triple option got him. But no, you have to face your fears. You're 100% right. You have to face your fears. If you live in fear of the thing and you're running from it your entire life, you're never going to, learn how to overcome adversity. You're never going to learn how to get through hard times. And that's why Arkansas is struggling now. They're running from their fears.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Let me ask you about the Alex Galesh thing. They went ahead and lost to Navy, right? And there's some back and forth I saw on the Discord about, okay, we want him to win because then it's like proof of concept. Like if he continues to win, maybe he makes college football playoff, and if you hire a coach like that, then well, it's a little bit splashier and you feel a little bit better about doing it. And then the other half of the coin was, well, shit, man, we hope he loses. That way he's not in the playoff. And, his season's over in a couple of weeks. You can just get him. Where do you land on that? Because I don't know if I'm as excited. And I get it. Like he's an up and comer. You love it for the offensive mind. I like his recruiting chops. I'd be really excited about it. But was he like 7-6, 7-6? And if he winds up going 8-5 or something this year, then I'd kind of be like, all right, I'm still excited about it, but I sure would have liked him to get that double-digit win season. It would have made me feel a little bit better about this. I don't know.
So no doubt about it. Like we agree all, like we can lie and pretend. If we know for sure Alex Galesh is Arkansas's next head coach, we would feel more excited, to your point, about that being a thing if he were coming off a 10-2 season as opposed to an 8-4 season. Like it just would feel better. But you asked a very interesting question of like, what, in terms of, does this make him more attractive, easier to get? Does it mean him losing today mean he's less likely to be a candidate at Florida or Auburn, which would help Arkansas? I don't know that. I got to be honest. Me personally, Curtis, this game means nothing to me. I don't care if he couldn't defend the triple option in a random Week 12 game while he's dealing with head coaching murmurs. He's negotiating a contract, and he didn't have time to watch the film cut up of the wishbone and the Maryland Eye. Like, I don't care. I really don't. He's never going to face the triple option in the SEC. He's got to learn how to play real football with real athletes, which he's not doing right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, I didn't know how to feel as I was in the live game chat, and more people were talking about that game than the Arkansas game in there. And every time someone happened, it'd be like, hell yeah, love it, Golish. And then I look over and it's like, oh, they just gave up another touchdown. What are we talking about? But okay,
also,
I get it.
According to Timothy Long, says the Navy Academy isn't just Navy guys; they are also playing Marines as well. Hoorah!
Oh, well, cool.
Shout out to them. Veterans Week on Veterans Week also.
Yeah, that loss was.
Yeah, sorry, Alex Galesh, who served for the Soviet Union or whatever. I don't think he respects the soldiers. He was not about to beat those boys.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, you lost to America today, buddy. It's okay. You'll be all right. Here's a good one. John says, "Where's John?" Not an Arkansas fan, but I like y'all. Well, thank you. We like you too.
We appreciate that.
John's here. It's producer John for the post game show today. He's behind the scenes on the 1s and 2s, so we appreciate
taking care of other business.
That's right. He's on the phone with his sauces about this coaching search. So I don't know. We'll see if he's got any nuggets for you guys on the Discord later. Tuna's House says Glenn Schumann ? We have reached the point of the post game show where we start talking about the future coach of this program, which I am okay with, by the way. So keep them coming. Glenn Schumann, what do you think?
No.
Well,
I just feel like we're not there yet. Like I keep, and I said this the other day. So, why did we, Arkansas? We agree that Arkansas is probably getting turned down by James Franklin. Okay, why are we jumping right to Ed Orgeron and Glenn Schumann and Bobby Petrino? Like, Kane Womack. It's like, wait, well, how did we get to this point? Like, don't we have to make like the guys that we want say no first?
Yeah. What happened to all the AAC coaches that are the next big thing in the coaching profession here?
Right.
At the bare minimum. So yeah, like I wouldn't throw a fit about it, but isn't his thing like he just wants to kind of stay put until he can get a huge job or whatever? I think it's,
which is what I would probably do.
Yeah.
If I were any of the like big time coordinator guys, like if I was Will Stein, there's like no disrespect. If I was Will Stein, there's no way I'm taking that Arkansas job.
Yeah. This coming from Peyton. He says the Charles Huff campaign's taking a major blow. What the hell's happening in the Southern Miss right now?
Crap! I have to search this because I'm a little bit worried. I wasn't prepared for this.
I know. I'm on the lookout here too. They are down 20-0 to Texas State.
Oh, GJ Kinney's getting them.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Okay.
That's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, we'll scratch.
Well, hey, GJ Kinney, that'll help him get the Oklahoma State job.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. What in the world? Okay, that's crazy. I was just reading the private chat with whatever John's talking about. He
Oh,
may or
no.
may not be wearing a shirt right now or something. It's getting weird over there. Okay. Anyway, let's get into some of these other chats and see where everybody's at here. We'll rapid fire some of them. Papa Dragon says that's the 6th time I've watched that same loss this year. You would be correct about that, I guess. Which games did they lost by more than one possession?
Was A&M more than one possession? Maybe 42-31?
I think they wound up making that a 1-score game. I could be wrong. I got their schedule up right here. So
Maybe.
you had
Auburn wasn't a 1-score loss, I don't believe.
No, you're right. Yeah, Notre Dame was 56-13. It was 45-42 Texas A&M. Yeah, Auburn beat them by 9. Yeah, and the rest of them, he's right. 6. Good grief. It's ridiculous, man. Okay. From Seth, he says, "Sharp caught it, bro. Terrible review."
So, okay. I got to be honest with you. You pointed out how the pass interference at the goal line kind of seemed like maybe not pass interference. You know, the one that Bobby was really upset about? Yeah. I didn't think that was a crazy call. I also think it would have been kind of tough to overturn this and turn it into a catch.
That's my thought, is because of the ruling on the field that I'm not irate about it.
Yeah, and like, listen, I understand, like, you know, he catches the ball 1-2 feet and then he rolls over, but he didn't survive the ground, which I know, like, you know, now we're getting into a debate of like, did the 2 feet, was he on stable enough ground for it to just end right there? I feel like him not surviving the ground, I'm like at least skeptical enough to where I'm like, that might not be a catch. And also, not that this matters, but he also didn't protest it like at all. You know, I think he probably thought like, oh damn, I didn't catch that one. So
yeah, he was like,
I don't know if it was secure so long that it like was a indisputable video evidence. You overturned that.
Right. He was like, he was on his knees after that play there, like holding his helmet, like, oh, I screwed that up kind of deal. So, you know, if he was really bullish about making the catch, he would have got up and been like, yeah, got it.
Right.
So, Robert Boyd says Bobby will probably get fined in the presser. He will probably get fined anyway for the halftime deal, right? Like they'll probably
maybe.
Like, he didn't throw any 4-letter words out there, but it's kind of a no-no with the officiating. So he's pretty animated. It's viral. I don't think he cares, but they might get him for that one. I will be anxious to go back and listen to the post game and see what he has to say about it, because here's what he can't do. He can't do what he did the other day. He can't do the Eric Musselman thing and be like, oh, I can't say anything because I don't want to get fined. You already did. So you might as well just get it off your chest at this point, my man. You know
if I were going to criticize the officiating, these are the 3 plays I would point to. But no, I honestly though, call me crazy. I feel like if there were a game to get, you know, fined for talking crazy about the officials, it would have been the Mississippi State game. That one was way more egregious.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's see here. Arc Stemple. Is that Sam Temple or no?
I feel like it's not.
But that's a B in the thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I really wish we could get the names back up there on all these. It says, I'll give it to Talon. Wildly consistent at being inconsistent.
Honestly, I mean, I got love for Talon. I do. He is that. He is the same guy. You've said this for years, Curtis. He's not terribly dissimilar from the guy he's been every year of his career, just on kind of varying levels with different circumstances around him. But no, he is who he is, man, which is fun to watch, but not resulted in a ton of tremendous wins.
Yeah, that is very true. Let's see. Let's get to our LSU fan, Christian Burris, who I'm almost positive during the Natty State days was the one that threatened to kill me and John.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he said if we ever went to Baton Rouge, we'd wind up on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I think is what he said. But he says, we stink and beat y'all. What a bum fan base. You do stink, and you did beat Arkansas. Arkansas stinks worse. But I don't know how you could have an inflated sense of where your program is right now. I mean, you fired your damn coach halfway through the year, and look at you. Congratulations on the 1-point home win over the the team that hasn't won a game in 2 months.
Yeah, make no mistake, you are in the mud with us, and we are a pig, and we are, bottom feeders in the SEC. So we're where we're supposed to be. You may be getting out of the mud slightly less scratched up than us, but you were just, messing around in the mud with us, and like everyone knows that. Like no one nationally is looking at LSU today and is like, wow, man, good performance from the LSU Tigers. They're saying, hey, look at those two idiots in the mud fighting over whatever, fighting over crumbs.
Yeah.
That's the reality here. And we've accepted that, and we don't like it. We're sad about it. You should be too, frankly.
They don't they're not talking about removing that dude's interim tag for getting the win over Arkansas here. So from Grayson, he says, not gonna lie, I don't want anyone back. I want to be that team with a whole new staff, and every time we play, we get a graphic that says 0 returning players, 65 new players, most in FBS history.
I can see it now, bro. They're flashing the graphic up week 1 when Arkansas is tearing up whoever. Well, I guess, do they have a real week 1 game next year? Or they open up with like someone stupid.
I can't remember the name of the school, but they just scheduled somebody because Missouri State came off the schedule or whatever, and they brought somebody in. Yeah, because they moved the Memphis game. I don't remember who it is, but
yeah, I do. I can see the graphic already. That'll be good.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly,
guys I want
they
back.
had the graphic last year. They led the country in portal exits, so it's like, frankly,
yeah. Let's think about this real quick. CJ Brown made a catch today. Yeah, go ahead and bring him back.
He should have made like 3 other catches. Taylor missed him a couple times.
Yeah, Wyatt Simmons made some plays today. We've heard about it. Wyatt, you got to come on now. Shaw made some play. Yeah, there's
I would love to have Quincy Rhodes back, but I don't believe he will be playing at the collegiate level next year, which good for Quincy Rhodes, frankly. Go get paid, young man.
Yeah. Some offensive linemen. There's some things you can do there. By the way, here he is.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
So,
there he is.
Yeah.
John is here.
Yeah, I got
on, which is nice.
I heard someone say that, hey, where's John? And gave $2. So I'm like, well, for $2, I better make an appearance then, if that's going to be the case. So,
well, John, how do you feel about what you just saw?
Just another Tuesday in our world, man. It's like what do you mean? You guys covered it all. I even tweeted out though. I was really like, just feel bad for the players. I just wish that they would have like a sense of winning. But as I put in the chat, I don't know, maybe you guys mentioned this, but the fact that Arkansas in the season has still a plus 19 point differential against their opponents is incredible. They're sitting at 2-9, or I guess no, 2-8, right? 2-8.
Yeah, 2-8.
Yeah. But they have plus 19 point differential on the season, and just shows you, man. It's like every time it's close and close and close, and I don't know what to say anymore. Like, because next week against Texas, they're gonna lose by a field goal or something. Like, it's gonna happen. And same with Missouri. I just feel bad for them. But sheesh.
Arch is gonna be snarling on him after having a touchdown to make it 23-19.
Yes, some stupid score like that. But which, by the way, I listened to the Bobby Petrino press conference.
Oh,
there wasn't really anything of
nothing.
fire. No. I mean, he's a pro when it comes to those press conferences, because he knows like that's which, in the moment with Alyssa Lang, which I texted Alyssa Lang. I was like, kudos to you for asking the follow up. And she goes, you got to give the people what they want. I was like, yeah, you did. Yeah. And then I saw it because also Gino Bell was out of the radio broadcast today, and Tara Tomich filled in, and then he had to go talk to Tara right afterwards. I was like, man, I wonder if he came with that same energy against her. I just said the same thing, and everyone's going to play. It's like, all right, well, it's sweet. But either way, I mean, again, it sucks. It's you feel bad, but this is this team, man. This is what they are. And we just got 2 more games, guys. Just 2 more games, and we can finally move on.
Yes, we can.
And I'll also throw in something, too, when you're talking about Quincy Rhodes.
Yeah.
New coach comes in, first priority. If you want to get serious about NIL and all this nonsense, give a bag to Quincy Rhodes to keep him back another year. That'd be a nice little, spot to have a good starting point at having a D lineman like him. It's not going to work, but at least that should be your number 1 priority.
Yeah, maybe start some rumors about him, like the Andrew Armstrong thing. Just be like, what, character concerns, actually.
Yes.
That's a joke, by the way. I'm not condoning that. Quincy Rhodes is a man of character. We want him to get drafted in the first round, but
yeah,
a coach has done that before, right? Definitely. Someone. What college basketball coach, Curtis, do you think has put out rumors that his players suck, so he'll drop in the draft? Cal wouldn't do it, actually.
Cal wouldn't do it. No, Cal would lie about how good they are to get them drafted.
You're right. I feel like Muss low-key might do that.
Yeah, Shaden Sharp never played, but let me tell you guys, he's special. Yeah, who knows about Muss?
I know. I'm also
shout out to Devo though for showing Muss some love the other day.
Yeah, that was nice.
Can I read you all the text I just got from my aunt?
So,
She texted me. She's been texting me a lot during the coaching search. She just said, "Can Womack or Eric Morris?" ?
see, your stupid aunt stole my thunder because I was going to make a joke about Kane Womack first, Andrew. No,
We've already addressed the Kane Womack in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I mean, hope you guys get ready. Hey, listen, you're bringing the boy.
We've gotten some Glenn Schumann in the chat today too.
You're bringing the boy home. Fayetteville High School, standout. His dad coached at Arkansas. He was a Razorback. Bringing him home, right? It's just it's going to be something like when they hired Dan Lanning. It'll be something to that extent, that excitement level. Just, I don't know. It's sad, but hey, coaching search moves on, right?
It does. No, it does indeed. And who knows what's real and what's not, what's a smoke screen and what's not. We've had all those discussions on Inside Arkansas Live. All I can say about this is in the last 24 hours, I've had 2 conversations with people that I really, really trust. One of them was about basketball, and then we got into coaching search stuff. And then another was just, it was kind of an impromptu deal. And 3 names that I've been given are Womack, yes, Alex Golesh, and then Eric Morris today. Heavy on Eric Morris, by the way.
Can I throw in another name?
Please do.
The text that I got, Curtis.
Yes, right? Please do.
This actually happened right as soon as the post game started. All the ones you said, and Cliff Kingsbury.
We're doing the Cliff Kingsbury thing now, huh?
I don't even know if it's real or not. It's just what I got to text on.
Well, dude, he's got such a track record of winning. You can't deny that. So you got to hire him.
Well, according to everybody, any coach can't win, because I got a text or a tweet today about one of the James Franklin thing. The guy's like, "Yeah, we missed a bullet on that one. The guy can't win." I'm like, "Okay, then who can? Who does win? Who does win if he can't?" So,
woo woo.
Basketball season,
Yeah, well, that's exciting after last night. So
at least they won.
They'll be better Tuesday. Yeah, they got
at least they won. Man, just again, we'll keep talking coaching search and everything, but sheesh, still got these 2 games left.
And by the way, this is not my preferential list of candidates here. It's just like the names given to me from people who, are involved or hearing things behind. Because I see it's like, Fishman, that's a lousy list of names. Hey, it's what I got, man. Ryan, Eric Morris. Wow, this is where we're at now. Heartbroken Hog, Kingsbury would be a disaster. Who do y'all want, though, is my question. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to champion any of these guys necessarily. I think Eric Morris might be a little bit better than y'all are giving him credit for. I don't know that he would be at the top of my list, but who do we want is the question I have. So many people are very good at saying, don't want this guy, don't want that guy. Hell no, no way, wouldn't work, not a fit. He stinks. Who do you want? Eric
Morris is far, far, far less offensive to me than like a healthy portion of names that I've heard thrown out there. I mean, there's a lot of them that make me cringe. And Eric Morris does not make me cringe. Would that excite the fan base? To your point, 100% no. That would not be a way to for Arkansas to get national, oh my God, look at Arkansas. But would it give Arkansas a decent football coach? Maybe.
Well, as somebody who went to high school with this particular individual, I can tell you, of all the names that has been seriously mentioned, Kane Womack would be that by far the most disastrous, disgusting, awful, tremendously horrendous, just all the adjectives that you could ever make of a hire. And I don't say that because I don't like the guy or that he could not end up being a great coach. But if that's what you end up with, another coach that's never been a head coach, at least at any sort of high level whatsoever, and has been at Alabama for 2-3 years, and there are a lot of people in Alabama wanting him gone, it's just it'll be disappointing.
I think of the names that we just mentioned, I would be excited about Golesh and cautiously optimistic about Morris. I don't even really know about Womack. I'm kind of with you, Andrew, about why are we doing the coordinator thing? How do we get to this point? Kingsbury, I don't know. I understand the name value that comes along with that and everything, but I'd be pretty skeptical. I'll be open-minded, honestly, to anything they wind up doing at this point, because I just want something different. But I would have to really do some gymnastics and talk myself into that one.
at least with Cliff, and I'm with you, I would be pretty disappointed. Like I don't love the Cliff Kingsbury idea, but I like that way better than Womack, frankly. Way better than Womack. And that's, like John said, like it's not like Womack is this guy that I'm sure he'll get a head coaching job at some point, and maybe he ends up doing a great job at some point. I just feel like it's like that's not the guy you should be. I just don't know why Arkansas would get to that point where they'd have to go the Kane Womack route. Kingsbury, because at least there's a case to be made. The case would be he's going to bring, he'll go get him a good quarterback, spend a few mil, get him a good quarterback, and then just see if we can make something happen. I just am skeptical that he would make that happen and still win football games. I think they would have a lot of teams like this team at Arkansas that are very good offensively, win a lot or pick up a lot of yards and go like 5-7.
Yeah. Well, it's like you got to get this. No, we've talked about it, but it's like you got to get, if realistically, either one or the other. You got to get a coach that is like a proven winner and already proven it as a head coach. They can win whatever level. If it's, goalish or Silverfield, like whatever, you can justify or at least talk yourself into something. Or it can be like a name, like the Cliff Kingsbury thing is a name, that at least get people excited about it and people giving and supporting and all that. But if you get a not proven coach and a name that's not exciting, I mean, you might as well have kept Sam Pittman in some people's minds.
For us, Kingsbury would actually not be, and I say us, like literally the three of us, like in our jobs of trying to create headlines, trying to create excitement. Kingsbury, we could do a lot worse than that in that department of at least your imagination can run wild and you can maybe talk yourself into, he's Lane Kiffin 2.0. He sucked as a head coach and then he went and got his OC chops and now he's back. And, we'll do all that and we'll have a good time. It's going to be harder to do that with some of these other names though.
Mm-hmm. Womack, he might give up 40 today to Oklahoma. So,
yeah.
John Mateer, you think is Mateer back to healthy moneyline Mateer?
He might be back to moneyline Mateer.
Okay.
I don't know if Satania's having a game or not today, but I see the score 17-14. Oklahoma's winning on the road late in the second quarter. So good for them. Good for them.
Hey, Bill O'Brien is in a dogfight with future Auburn coach Brent Key.
Yeah, and he's been having a conniption fit on the sidelines. I don't know if you've been seeing it. He's just been screaming at this left tackle of his for probably 10 minutes, like just nonstop. The game's going on. He's just every time between plays, he just goes right back over there and starts screaming at him again. So.
Did y'all see Bill O'Brien, Big League, that reporter? I was like 23 years old.
Yes.
And he was like, I hear you in here all the time asking these negative questions. It's like, dude, y'all are 1-9.
Yeah, and what did the kid do? All he did was the like the cliche, like what's your message to the fan base or whatever, is they lost a bunch of games or something. Yeah. He was really offended by that. It's like, it's only negative. You make it negative, bro.
Is that like
Bill was like, we're not down here. We're not down. We're excited about our future. I'm like, all right, dude.
Is that the triggering word for head coaches, or the triggering question, I should say? Because remember with Pittman, when Trey Biddy asked him that, like after the 4 and 8, he's like, I don't know. Next question. It's like, yeah, heaven forbid you just come out and say, I'll tell you how we're going to go into the portal and get all these great players. We're going to hire the best offense. Like, heaven forbid you just say something like that, maybe give your fan base a little bit of hope and why it's going to be okay. Heaven forbid.
I want to bring this up and talk about it real quick, and then, we can wrap up whenever we want to. But I see this from Leo Zarkian. He says the downside of, I think he means Silver Field, is he took over a winning Memphis program. He didn't improve anything. He just rode continued success, and beating Arkansas is nothing special. Well, you're right about beating Arkansas being nothing special, but I will say, like, if you inherit a program that has been successful, what else can you do besides maintain that success? Like, is he supposed to go win a damn national championship at Memphis? Like, I don't really know what to tell you. And it's you could do the thing where it's like, oh, he inherited this and it was great, but he took over and they lost a bunch of their players, and it took him a year or two. He built it back up. Like, it's his roster.
He was on staff too.
And he was
there when it was built.
It's crazy. So for me, it's like, okay, this guy who's just winning 10 games every year, but because they did it before, we just kind of throw him out or whatever. You know what I mean? Or a guy like Alex Golesh comes in, and I like him. I think he's got a lot of upside. I like the Heupel stuff better. But it's like, okay, so you've gone 7-6, 7-6, but because South Florida was dog shit before, you're automatically a better coach and everything. So I don't know if I'm following that one.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up, Curtis, because I've been thinking about this. If people who bring up this, find me how many examples do we see of great coaches at schools, and then those coaches leave, and then the next person continues on that success? Almost never happens. Like how we saw it with, you think about like that Miami Hurricanes team that was the most incredible team ever in the early 2000s. Butch Davis built that team. Then Larry Coker comes in, wins a championship. That guy was trash. You think about that. You think about the examples of USC with Pete Carroll, and once he left, they've never been the same. So I'm with you. I understand if it's a little bit something that makes you skeptical, but at the same time, I'm like, there's so many more examples of other coaches taking what was program built before and going down than there is people sustaining it and even elevating it a little bit.
I also think we do this in sports a lot where, if a coach has a good quarterback, well, he's only good because of that good quarterback. And if he takes over for a winning coach, well, he's only good because of that winning coach. And if the sometimes we do it with the quarterback. Well, that quarterback, he's only good because he's a system quarterback running the quarter. We never know where to assign. And I think we said it before. They're like, that's not what people that are in these situations do. Like in the Memphis locker room, they're not sitting here talking, are we winning because 9 years ago Mike Norvell won the AAC, or are we winning because it's like, no, they're just focused on how do we beat whoever we're playing this weekend. Those are the conversations they have. I think a lot of times it's always when you're surrounded by good pieces, it's easy to discredit. I actually view that as a positive where I'm like, oh, he learned from other good coaches on how to run a program and then got to do it on the job. And, now he's also seen those other coaches go on to big jobs, seen what worked for them, seen what didn't work for them. Like, wouldn't he have a lot of advice to get from Mike Norvell of like, hey, I took over this program. You went to Florida State. You went 12-0 one year and you went 2-10 one year. What happened? What are some things that you learned that I could learn? It's like, I don't necessarily view that as like, oh, he's been around successful people before, so that's a bad thing. I'm like, I don't know. I'd say like same with Galesh. It's like, I think the fact that he's coached under other good coaches is a good thing for him.
Yeah, I think so too. Super chat from Jaffa, we appreciate it, says, viewing those AAC coaches as lesser when all of them would and one did smoke you will always baffle me. And obviously not referring to us because we're not doing that. We've kind of been on the wavelength of, okay, if you're not getting James Franklin, let's maybe get to that level of candidate before we go to the coordinators and the dudes that are younger than me and John and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
And somebody told me, they're like, we need a good looking coach. That way it could be looking good on TV and social media and stuff. I'm like, stop. We got to stop. Like, we just got to start actually being real about things. But here's the deal, guys, is I don't know, you guys know this. Barring any sort of disaster hire, like we've kind of talked about, most of these candidates, the majority of Razorback fans will talk themselves into being excited. Like they will.
They talk themselves into being excited for year 6 of Sam Pittman. So
yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. I mean, there'll be some that are pissed, but all it takes is that press conference and them calling the Hogs and putting that hat on and them mentioning Darren McFadden, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, this guy just gets it. And then there it is. That's all it takes.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. We got anything else cool in here? Oh, let's get to this. Kevin says, if Arkansas hires Coach O, they need to shut the football program down. Even being mentioned is laughable. Memphis coach is mediocre at best. I've seen him coach plenty of times. All three have not.
I have a hot take.
Okay.
I'd rather have Coach Ed Orgeron over Kane Womack or PJ Fleck or Cliff Kingsbury.
I'm not co-signing that.
It is a hot take.
That's why I said
it's a hot take. And they're not hiring Ed Orgeron, people.
They're not. No.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think that he's and people say him being mentioned is embarrassing. And I even put out a tweet joking about it, about being like, oh man, like it doesn't this kind of just make you not feel great. Has he really been mentioned?
He hasn't.
No. Pete Nakos mentioned him, and that's the extent of that. But yeah, I don't think we were the only conversations we had about Ed Orgeron was like, oh, well, wouldn't it be cool if John Gruden got the head job and you brought in Orgeron to be on the defensive staff? And, but it's funny. Good times. What do you guys think about this from Madison? He says we need a Mark Pope type of hire, somebody who just gets it.
That's all I care about. Just get someone who gets it, bro.
Really? Yeah. I want somebody that's, going out and, walking around in the Ozarks and going on camping trips and then going down to Stuttgart for duck gumbo and the coon supper in Gillette. I want somebody that gets it. That's what matters the most.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I hate to sound cliche. You know what I want, guys? I want a good football coach. A lot of questions, a lot of things we can point to on all these resumes. Say, I don't like this or whatever. At the end of the day, is the guy a good football coach? Is he going to help you win football games? I think we've the criteria that I hear for all these coaches hardly ever includes are they going to win at Arkansas? Like, I don't care if they won wherever or what they did at their other stop. Are they going to win at Arkansas? Can you talk yourself into them winning at Arkansas?
Right. Okay, last one here. Long one from Randy. You put in a lot of effort into this, so my forehead and my eyes are going to speak to you.
I feel like Wilson from Home Improvement right now.
That's pretty good. But we do appreciate you. Facebook, by the way, we do stream over there as well. It says, Bobby doesn't have what it takes to be a coach, right? We had a week off and still can't win twice. The problem is we were paying them way too much mean money for them to play in the sport. We need to put a cap to it, how much they make, including the coach. If we start doing that, I believe things will work out. If there's no cap, it'll be the student who plays sports should have to pay their own way to college because it's not fair for other students. Do you agree with that? Yes, no, or thank you. Okay. Arkansas losing to LSU coming off a bye week when they're already on a 7-game winning streak or losing streak doesn't change my thoughts about Bobby's potential to have this job or anything like that. I think that that ship has sailed personally. The NIL stuff, like the players getting paid and everything like that, it's just where we're at now.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that get irritated by it, and some people turned off by it. It's like the reason I was a college sports fan and not a pro fan is because the money wasn't a factor, and you play for the name on the front of the jersey and everything like that. But 2025, man, it's just where we're at now. And Arkansas has been resistant to embracing where this is headed, and look at them now. So I think you got to embrace it and, find ways to get your money up and compete in that space. And you just have to adapt to how you deal with that. Like maybe it's a different approach in how you coach guys and motivate them and bring them together or whatever. But I'm all for it, man. I think you got to do whatever it takes, getting €100 checks, third lane, or whoever the hell, takes his job or whatever. But I think it's just part of the reality of where we're at. The quicker we accept it, the better off we'll be.
My thing is, why does this not one just obviously just this applies everywhere. So it's like we can look at it and be like, oh, NIL's why Arkansas lost their game. It's like, well, that doesn't always apply to other teams. Like there's a lot of programs that have a great culture, have a good locker room, have coaches and leaders in the room who talk to these guys and make sure that these issues don't infiltrate on the field and get on into their program. And that's it's a new challenge for these coaches. My question is, are we sure that's a bad thing? That a coach it's kind of a unique, maybe it's tough for the coach, but it's like for these players to kind of have to like learn stuff like this. Cause that's another thing that we always say is you can't pay the kids. Cause when you're 19, you get a ton of money, you're going to spend it stupid. You're going to, do whatever. It's like, okay. So it's like, then maybe when they get out of college, they will know how to operate money. They will know how to invest in savings. They will know how to make good decisions. Like this is a time for them to learn that. And I know it's not necessarily traditional, but it's like, I think this kind of separates the good leaders and the good coaches in college sports where it's like, you're all facing these circumstances and yeah, it sucks. It's a lot for you to have to deal with, but we see all these programs that operate at a very high level, paying these kids, making sure everyone's still rowing the same direction, making sure there's not all these weird battles in the locker room. Like John Calipari, those kids are making a lot of money. And I know he's having to kind of motivate his guys, but it's like, he figured it out last year. If he doesn't figure it out this year, we're going to be upset with him. And we're going to be like, hey, Cal, what the hell, man? You brought in these kids to make a ton of money and be awesome. Why aren't they awesome? I don't think Arkansas's NIL payments is why they lost today, frankly.
No. And the only other thing I'll add to that, because you guys nailed it, is just I don't really care how much money they're making. I literally do not care. Can you win? Can you play? That's all I care about. And that's all you should care about, because I guarantee you if Arkansas was winning, you would not be caring how much money they make. So if you don't care how much money they're making when they're winning, don't care about how much money they're making when they're losing. All you want them to do is win. That's all that matters.
Yep. And I said it was going to be the last one, but this will be from Mason. I'm glad you brought this up, Mason. Thank you. He says, did y'all see the cop shove the South Carolina player? That was insane. And y'all see the Texas A&M, they've got like the PD X account or whatever. It was like, hey, he's been relieved from his game day duties. Fired his ass.
Like, that was crazy. I thought he was like, first off, I don't know the whole story, but one, it looked like he was like intentionally trying to like walk through them and then turn around and be like, hey, it's almost like he was so robotic. And then second off, it was so absurd and ridiculous, but give the guy credit. Once that moment happened, Texas A&M turned around and scored all those unanswered points. So I think you should give him a promotion. I think you should do the coin flip the next game there at Aggies for the Aggies.
This is a more drastic example of like when the coach purposely gets tossed, he purposely gets relieved of his coaching duties so that it'll inspire the team. This man might be a hero, actually. Well, hero in the sense of he helped A&M win a football game. So by, in that context,
If it takes police brutality for Texas A&M to win football games now, it's crazy how the football gods have changed their tunes. So, all right, folks, we appreciate everybody for rocking with us here. We thought that this might be a situation where we talked about this actual football game for 15 minutes and then talked coaching search and what the hell ever for about an hour afterwards. Well, that's exactly what we did. So it was a good time, and thanks for everybody for tuning in. I know it's been a rough season on everyone. And you just want some cool things to happen, a reason to be excited for this football program again. But we do appreciate you taking some time on your Saturday to hang out with us. Fellas, any final thoughts, any parting wisdoms that you'd like to share before we wrap it up for the day?
My only final thought is, better days are ahead. We said this yesterday and then had to clarify that maybe better days would not be ahead today. But one day you will have happiness in your heart due to the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's not today, and it might not be next week, but one day. So stick there with us. Stay rocking with us here at Inside Arkansas, and tune into the Bombastic Podcast. Before you go to sleep tonight, you've got all the football out of your system. You're kind of depressed. You're laying there. Listen to me and Joe Doyle talk some baseball before you go to sleep tonight.
And my final thought is just, appreciate everybody still watching. I know, again, it's not the most exciting thing to talk about, but we still appreciate people tuning in. And we're going to, the good times and the bad, we'll still do this for Texas. I still do Missouri. And just remember, it's the long game, because you're tuning in now and getting yourself ready for the chaos that will ensue following the season with coaching search, coaching hires, assistant hires, transfer portal, recruiting. That's when it gets madness. So we appreciate everybody rocking with us, though, until that moment, no matter what.
There you have it, folks. So subscribe, like, follow, watch, listen, do all those things for us. We'd certainly appreciate it. But we're out of here for the day. So for John Neighbors and Andrew Ellis, it's been Curtis Wilkerson with Inside Arkansas. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you when we see you.